Welcome to Angel Stadium here in Anaheim, California. The stretch drive continues for the Mariners, looking for a playoff spot, and tonight the opening of a big series against the Angels. So we welcome you to Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, and here comes Mike Trout, Cole Calhoun, and the Angels taking the field. And we are moments away from first pitch action. Nori Aoki swinging a hot bat, along with a lot of guys in the lineup ready to go to work. Let's take a look at the Mariner lineup for tonight.
And you're right about a lot of guys, Dave. In the month of September, the Mariners averaging over 7 runs a game. Starts with Nelson Cruz, 8 home runs versus the Angels this year. He's homered in his last 4 games against the Angels, and it has 3 home runs against the last. So look for him to have a big night. Kyle Seager has improved in his home run total over the last 6 seasons. He has 28 home runs this year. Teo Lee will get the start at first. Adam Lynn hurt his finger in yesterday's game, not able to go. And Mike Zunino on the road trip, 3 for 7 with a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs. For Ricky Nolasco on the year, a 5-13 record, ERA just under 5, so he's had some struggles. 125 strikeouts over 38 walks, opponents hitting .274, and he's given up 25 home runs.
First pitch of the ball game, chopped foul by Nori Aoki. Nori, 3-game hitting streak working, 5 for his last 13. And if it seems like we've seen the Angels a lot in the second half, it's because we have 3 in August back home in Seattle, 4 down here about 10 days later. And then September 2, 3, 4, they were in Seattle. And this is our final visit here, beginning here tonight. Mariners on the season, 8-8 against the Angels and 4-3 in this ballpark.
Again, for Nolasco, his fastball right around 90 miles an hour. Slider, curveball, also has a split, rarely uses it. There's the slow breaking ball. That's the curveball at 71 miles an hour.
Laz Diaz, veteran umpires, got balls and strikes tonight. Corey Blazer at first, Brian O'Neill at second, and Doug Eddings at third. What do we expect out of Laz?
Laz, at times he can be really good, and then as the game moves on, he has a tendency, I think, to really tighten up the strike zone. So the hitters are going to have to be aware of that, along with the relief pitchers.
2-2 to Nori.
Nori with a good series in Oakland, really hit the ball hard.
Down the line, hit a home run there.
His second.
And spread, he went pole to pole in that series. That was good.
No, he really did, and we're seeing even some of that here in this at bat, just spraying the ball around. His stance a little more open. We talked about that in the Oakland series, and it seems to be working for him.
Got the count at 2-2. Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, as they gun it over to get Nori. Pennington, a late ad as Simmons went. He got scratched about an hour before the game. Andrelton Simmons.
Jeffrey Marte getting the start in left field. He's a converted infielder, has had some struggles in left field, so hopefully the Mariners can take advantage of that. Cole Calhoun, one of the strongest throwing arms in right, so the base runners will have to be careful. Yunel Escobar, the third baseman, 17 errors on the year. Fine leadoff hitter for them, has struggled at times in the field, and Jed Bandy will do the catching. Nolasco on Tuesday against the Oakland Athletics pitched well. 7 innings, just 2 hits, 3 earned runs, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts through 91 pitches. Again, not overpowering. Fastball at 90. A lot of off-speed pitches from him.
Here's Seth Smith. Smitty 5 for 16 with a homer against Ricky Nolasco. (2-0).
One of the things the Mariners have really done well over the last week is work on the pitch count of the starters. They're scoring a lot of runs, and in large part because they're having long at-bats. We talked about that yesterday with Seth Smith. He's second on the Mariners as far as pitches seen per at-bat.
He's in good shape here, 2-0. Make it 3-0. When he's not concentrating on baseball, got Robinson Cano on deck, Seth Smith, as you know, the backup quarterback at Ole Miss. Well, this is Alabama week for Ole Miss coming up on Saturday. I'll be paying some attention to that. And he works a walk. 17 years, skipper Mike Scioscia, dean of all the managers in the big leagues. 02 World Championship. Lost just about all of his starting rotation this year, hence a very tough record here, 63-79. Here's Robbie Cano. Michael, something good's going to happen here because Mr. Cano is 0 for 10, 1 for 11 on the road trip.
You're right. He would have been a good pick today, Dave.
That's right.
A little bit of a struggle in Oakland. Seems that when we were in Oakland earlier this year, he ran into a similar situation where he was swinging the bat well, but just couldn't buy a hit. And
right.
Now that his batting average is at .299, I suspect that he will have a good series here, and he's had good numbers against Ricky Nolasco. You can see 4 for 9 with a home run.
That's a good call about that first trip to Oakland. Remember, everything was hit on the nose. Then he broke out of it. That will get through. Base hit.
And a good start for Robbie and the Mariners. And just gets into a hitter's count fastball, sinking away from him, but able to stay on it just long enough, probably off the end of the bat a little bit, but able to get it by C.J. Cron, the first baseman. The Mariners have the right guy going to the plate. Talking about hitting the ball hard in Oakland. Nelson Cruz was squaring it up, so he's seeing the baseball pretty well right now. Against Nolasco, a .333 hitter. He is 4 for 12, all 4 hits extra bases. 3 of those extra bases are home runs, and he's homered in his last 4 games against the Angels.
Here's the first pitch from Nolasco. Saw Nelly in the dugout today. I told him, I said, you know, that base hit you got in the 6th inning yesterday through the hole, it was 114 exit velo. I says, really? He says, you know, they've been pitching me outside. I decided I had to go out and get one. The pitch was going away from him. And, man, he barreled that baby up, as we talked about and showed yesterday, 114 miles an hour.
Been swinging the bat well. Thought it was interesting when I was doing some of the pregame stuff on radio before the game today. Shannon Dreyer interviewed Nelson, and he's an interesting man outside of being able to hit a baseball extremely hard. There's a lot of things to him, but I found out that he wants to go back to school and become a lawyer.
I like it. I'll be able to charm a lot of juries, I can tell you that.
Mariners on the year hitting .267 with runners in scoring position.
One to Nelly.
See Nelson looking at the barrel of his bat. He's not sure how he missed that fastball at 90 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate. Had some sink to it. It was moving down to the bottom of the strike zone.
Nice run he's on, 6 for his last 12. Early opportunity for the Mariners here in the first, looking for their 6th consecutive win. Two.
Yeah, Nelson not happy. That pitch is not a strike.
He does about as good a job as you ever want to see of somebody composing themselves after a bad call. There's got service. And even some more personnel added to the club today. Trout was moving over towards right center on that pitch, which is a breaking ball. 2-2.
Sometimes it's difficult to do as a hitter, but after an umpire calls a pitch like he did on Nelson that is that far off the plate, the tendency is to chase pitches further off the plate. You really have to stay inside the strike zone and hope that the umpire will do his job even though he's already missed a pitch.
2-2. Hit hard, right field. Calhoun right there. Two outs.
Pretty good fastball from Nolasco at 92 miles an hour on the outside corner. You can see at the knees. Nelson seeing the ball extremely well. Hit it hard to right. How about Kyle Seager in the year that he is putting together offensively? 28 home runs on the year, a new career high for him.
Well, here's another one. Overall, you look at those numbers after the slow start, and they got real hot. This road trip 2 for 13, but they were showing signs of getting ready to get on one of those nice stretches that he's capable of.
His 28th home run in Oakland.
Seager 3 for 8 against Ricky Nolasco.
Kyle leads the team with 92 RBIs. Along with the 28 home runs, he's hitting .315 with runners in scoring position. There you go. You can see the 11 home runs and the 68 RBIs in these situations.
Big strike, 1-1.
And another starting pitcher having to throw at least 20 pitches in the first.
Becoming a daily occurrence. Nice job by the Mariners. Mariners have runners at first and second. Smitty walked, base hit Cano. 2 outs. Found back. So Ricky Nolasco, 6'2", 235. He's out of Corona, California. Drafted by the Cubs, 4th round in 01. Came over to the Angels August 1st from Minnesota. Three games over 500 in his career, 105 and 102. One-two pitch to Seager. Nice stop by Jet Bandy.
With 2 strikes, you're going to see that slider quite a bit. He throws it about 36% of the time. His fastball at 40%.
Second baseman Petit, short right field for Kyle. 2-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. A couple of runners stranded. We're underway here in Anaheim. Ariel Miranda looking for his 4th win when we come back. Ariel Miranda trying to pick up where he left off in his last start. See if he can give the Mariners another lift, get deep into this ball game against the Angels. Here's the look at the Angels lineup for this evening.
For manager Mike Scioscia, he has 2 of the top 4 hitters in the American League in this lineup, and it starts with the leadoff hitter, Yunel Escobar, 4th in the American League in average with a .321 average. Mike Trout, he is 3rd in the American League, .322 overall. You can see his numbers against the Mariners, .340 average with 7 home runs and 17 RBIs. And Albert Pujols leads the team, 29 home runs, 110 RBIs. That is 2nd in the American League. For Miranda, coming off of his best start of the year, a 3-1 record, a 4.79 ERA, has 27 strikeouts to go over his 15 walks. Opponents hitting just .256 against Miranda. Miranda with a good fastball. His average fastball this year, 93 miles an hour. His best off-speed pitch is his changeup, and he's continuing to develop the slider. And you can see Escobar, very aggressive hitter.
He's on your all first pitch swinging team. with Billy Burns.
It's worked for him this year, 4th in the American League in hitting with that .321 batting average.
He's been impressive, and Miranda gets a head 0-2.
As you look at Miranda in his last outing against Texas, one of the things he really did well was command his fastball early in counts. A lot of first pitch strikes so he could get to his changeup. There's the changeup right there.
Center field for Martin, one away.
Take a look at the defense. You saw Martin out in center field. Aoki getting the start in left field. Seth Smith out and right. Again, Daeho Lee getting the start at first base. Adam Lynn hurting his index finger in yesterday's ball game, so he's going to need a few days. Lee at first. Mike Zunino will do the catching. And for Miranda, this is the outing against the Rangers. He went 6 innings, just 3 hits, 3 runs. They were all unearned. He had 3 walks. You want to stay away from the walks against the Angels. 91 pitches in that outing.
There's Cole Calhoun. Chops one foul. "17 homers, 67 runs batted in, and really fine right field arms in the game." Here's 0-1.
We talked a lot about the slider for Miranda. And I think the biggest reason why is if you look at his splits, he's actually had better success against righties because of the change and the split. He'll typically use his split with 2 strikes. Left-hander's hitting .333 against him, so he needs a pitch that can run away from him, and that's where the slider comes into play. And I like Mel Stottlemyre talking about that he wants him to use it, and he'll have Mike Zunino throw it. If they forget about it or get away from it, he'll talk to him.
Miranda beat the Angels 10 days ago in Seattle. Had a no decision on August 16th against the Angels. 1-2 to Calhoun. Cano's got to hurry. And Daeho Lee couldn't pick it.
We'll take a look at it. Picks it clean, no problem there. The throw will be in the dirt. And that's one of those ones I think you'd like to see Daeho Lee when he stretches to reach out a little bit further, make it a short hop, or maybe even catch it in the air. Help Cano out on the play.
They give him a base hit on that. Well, here's Mike Trout. 3rd in the league in hitting. And you look at the leaderboard, Mike, leader in walks, on base percentage, 3rd in slugging. It's just been phenomenal again this year. 5th in home batting average. Best player in the game. 1-0.
And he is one of the best low ball hitters that you're going to see. I think if you look at him, Miranda throwing his fastball 93 miles an hour, he's going to have to pitch in and elevate it at least to his belt. You have to get the ball above his belt. That's a better pitch right there. That area right there, Trout wants the ball down. Pitch him up there and you have a better chance.
Generally, we talk about all the time when we see Trout, you don't see right-handers who are as prolific against that low pitch as he is. You're lucky to get one. They don't get anything. Trout was flying up the line. Calhoun in safely.
So with some early defensive mistakes by the Mariners, and you get into these series, the Angels, this is the tough part of their lineup that you're dealing with.
Fielder's choice E6.
Right off the end of the glove of Cano.
So now you bring Pujols up. Number 2 and runs batted in with 110, tied with David Ortiz, second only to Edwin Encarnacion of Toronto.
29 home runs on the year. The good news is if he can get him to hit it on the ground, he does not run well. He should be able to turn the double play. Another look at our Primera Supermo. Fields it cleanly, but unfortunately he doesn't throw it back behind his body as the runner is sliding in. It goes right off the end of the glove.
Albert's bounced into 21 double plays. Looks at the ball there, 1-1. He's done his share of damage against the Mariners. All in 2 strikes. .589 home runs for Albert Pujols. 9th in that category all time.
Good pitch. I think you want to get Albert out, down and away, but to be successful, you have to straighten him up. You can't just stay in one area of the plate. So I like that fastball in off the plate. Stand him up. Maybe go back with your changeup down out of the strike zone.
Don't miss anything middle in. 2-2. Seager, Cano, and there's your double play. Right on time. Cano knew he had all day to get through Albert at first. He just took a step back. Oh, I got this. Don't worry about it. No scores. We go to the second. Fish Casino, big catch. What do you have, Mike?
Well, I think when you look at this play, and we talk about it a lot, especially with young players, knowing the defender, the offensive players and their speed and what they can do. Well, this is some serious court awareness for Robinson Cano. He knew that Trout, who can really run, was going to be on top of him as Kyle gets him the ball. It's a good feed, so make sure he clears himself. And Albert Pujols barely halfway down the first baseline, and Cano knew he had all day.
First time I've ever seen that. Like that. I mean, that deliberate. I mean, knowing, knowing your situation, know who's running.
That is
and
it.
To see a guy take my time, back off a couple of steps. He's a good friend. He can't run a lick. Here's Dale Lee.
I thought it was great, though. It's one of the things we talked about on the opposite end of that with Marte last year when he was just first at the big leagues. He rushed them throws, throwing the ball away when he had more time.
Because he didn't know in a couple of
Because
guys.
he didn't know. And that's, you look at Kyle Seager and Robinson Cano on the infield. They're very aware of all the hitters and what they're capable of doing. You can really help yourself out, make plays a little bit easier by knowing.
Dale Lee, Leonis Martina, Mike Zunino, 6, 7, and 8 here against Ricky Nolasco.
And a good opportunity in the first inning for the Mariners. They had the right people at the plate. It did not work out for them, but the good news, they made Nolasco throw some pitches. He was over 20 pitches in the first.
Dale 3 for his last 5. Nice start of a double play by Kyle Seager. Breaking ball hit to Pennington. And there's one out. Wednesday, September 21st. Forget your brown bag lunch and instead kick back. Enjoy a hot dog with mustard at the ballpark when you join us for a midweek matinee against the Blue Jays at 12:40. Stop by Mariners.com and get your tickets right now. Here's Martine. One out, nobody on. In at third is Escobar on the grass. Outfield deep, pulled towards right.
As the Mariners are going down the stretch, I think Martin is the guy that if he gets hot, he could really help carry this ball club. The guys in the middle of the order are doing their thing. Aoki now is getting on base. They need somebody on the back end. And I think Martin is somebody that can really help them out if he starts swinging the bat well. So he has 14 home runs on the year. It's good to see Mike Zunino having a good road trip. Mike is 3 for 7 with a couple of home runs. He's waiting on deck. But you get those two guys going. Mariners already averaging 7 runs a game in the month of September. It's a real plus.
And how many years have we wished and hoped for an offensive number like that? 7 runs is,
perfect timing for him too, David. They're trying to catch other teams. This is a good time for the offense to get hot, and it has been.
2-1 to Martin. Break 2. Escobar, the third baseman, backs up now. He had a pitch out of the zone. He's going to get a base hit. Let's see if he can get 2. He's digging for it, and he's going to get there. To your point, maybe that's a fire starter for him. Leonis Martin, that's his 3rd hit on the road trip.
It's going to be an off-speed, slow curveball. He hits it right off the end of the bat, so a soft line drive that's slicing towards the line. He's able to keep it fair. Easy double for him. Now we'll bring up Mike Zunino. Mike with a couple of home runs in Oakland. One a towering home run to dead center field. The other one, home run deep to left, well up into the seats.
107 exit velocity yesterday on a 1-2 pitch. We had just been discussing about shortening up his swing, and that's what he did. Boy, he just all over that pitch he got yesterday. Ball 1. Mike's 3 for his last 7. Angels coming off a 3-2 win over Texas, ended a 4-game losing streak.
With Mike hitting the home run on Friday in Oakland, he became the 9th player on the Mariners team with double digits in home runs.
That gets past the catcher Bendy Martin easily to third.
This is a fastball that just gets away from him. Wasn't even close.
It's a wild pitch.
By the way, Zunino now with 11 home runs. He's hit 11 home runs in just 118 at bats.
Tel Marte on deck for the Mariners. Here's Zunino with a very good count, 2-0, runner at third, drawn in infield. The second baseman Petit to cover up the middle. Breaking ball for strike.
And that's one of the things we're talking about as far as the keys to the game with Nolasco, especially with runners in scoring position. He will not give in to the hitters. He's been around, and that was a little slider off the outside corner in a 2-0 count.
Chance for an early run here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ketel Marte waiting on deck.
There's Nolasco's pitch. Breaking ball hit the other way, base hit. That'll put the Mariners on the board, 1-0. Mike Zunino got a pitch up in his eyes. There was a hanger, and he didn't miss it. Well done. 47th RBI for Mike. 1-0 Mariners.
Smart hitting. It was on the slider. Nolasco able to get it right to the outside corner. You can see Bandy, the catcher, wants it down, but he leaves it above the knees, and that's the reason why Mike was able to take advantage of it.
Productivity from the bottom of the order. One out, double, and an RBI single. 1-0 Mariners. Here's Martin coming off a nice day yesterday. 3 for 3 with an RBI. Had the game winner in the 9th. Chop foul. Bottom of the order produced last evening. Cano leadoff double, a base hit. Martin RBI single for Marte. Oh, 1. Way outside. Velasco's 7 of his first 8 years a double-digit winner. Has not been in those figures for 3 years. 1-1. Popped up. Trout coming in. Calls out the shortstop Pennington. Check out some scores. Some of the teams in front of the Mariners. Good news. Thank you, Dodgers. 8-2 over the Yankees. And the Blue Jays win 3-2 over Tampa. Right now, Mariners are now 1 game behind the Yankees, who've really played some great ball since they left Seattle. The Mariners want to get this win here tonight. Blue Jays will be in town next Monday. Look forward to that. Mariners went 2-1 in our only visit to Canada. There's Nori. He looks at ball 1.
You look at those teams on there. I look at the teams that are from the East. Obviously, 2 of them at the top of the wild card list. And looking right at Baltimore, they are in Boston playing Boston. And you're a Mariner fan. You want to? I think you just concede the East to the Red Sox and have the Red Sox sweep them if they can.
Down the line, foul. Yeah, that's definitely some stock you want to buy right there. Nori grounded out to short to open up the ball game. 2 outs with Zunino at first. Breaking ball for strike.
Now it's back-to-back innings where Mariner hitters have made Nolasco work. Had to throw over 20 pitches in the first. Same here in the second. 42 total for him, 25 strikes.
One-two pitch. Did he go? He did. Last day I said he went. Tag applied by Bandy. Inning over. Mariners, though, do get a run. Mike Zunino picked it up. It's 1-0 Seattle. Baseball here in Root Sports being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By your local Ford stores and by the Emerald Queen Casino. Spend the night with Alice Cooper October 20th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. We had Emmylou Harris sing the national anthem here earlier. Baseball fan, big baseball fan as a matter of fact. C.J. Cron leads off. Popped up. Daeho Lee takes a look. Got no play.
This is probably the biggest change for the Angels lineup that I saw. When you look at them this year, it was typically get through the first 4 hitters. Miranda able to do that, getting Pujols to hit into the double play. But now you have to put C.J. Cron, the 5th hitter. He has been really hot lately, so you have to be careful with him. 283 overall and 16 home runs. He did spend some time on the disabled list. But you have to make quality pitches for him. And one of the big keys for Miranda in his last start, we talked about it. First pitch strikes with his fastball, and right now, 5 batters face 4 first pitch strikes.
There you go. And Cron's got big boy power. Smitty is right there.
Now the other key for the Angels, because it's Mike Trout and it's Albert Pujols, 2 of the greats in the game. You have to know over the course of 3 games that they're going to do a little bit of damage to you. So you take care of the bottom part of the lineup for the Angels. This is a club that has struggled scoring runs this year. They are 5th in hitting, in large part to the guys at the top, but they're 10th in runs scored, 12th in home runs as a team, and 11th in slugging. So take care of the guys at the bottom of the order. No free passes, play good defense.
Jeffrey Marte, swing and a miss.
Another first pitch strike.
To your point yesterday, Mike, 3 walks by Mariner pitching. None of those walks came around to score. Big part of the 5-game win streak.
Well, I think that if you're going to have some walks, you need to be smart about it. And you look at the Angels lineup, it's difficult to pitch around Trout because if he gets on base, he's going to steal a couple of bases and get in scoring position.
And Albert's next.
And I think if you can get Trout out, you can be really careful with Pujols, who's sitting on 29 home runs and 110 RBIs. And if you end up walking him, he does not run well, that's okay.
Marte did not like that call.
For good reason. It was up out of the strike zone.
Miranda will take it. See if he revisits that area. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Miranda. 2 down here in the second. Quick 2 outs. And when you head to Safeco Field Friday, September 30th, you can be flying out of the ballpark with Alaska Airlines round trip tickets. One of dozens of prizes that will be given away all night long for Fan Appreciation Night. Tickets at mariners.com. There's Jet Bandy. Catcher.
One of the interesting things that we've seen from Miranda since he's shown up really is on his fastball. His fastball 93 to 95 miles an hour. You see a lot of late swings on his fastball. Has some late life to it. Something like that. Elevated fastball.
Good heater.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why Jerry DiPoto and the Mariners really excited about this young man.
Coming over from Baltimore in the Wade Miley trade. Ball and 2 strikes to Jet Bandy.
He likes to throw his split with 2 strikes. Typically early in counts he'll go to his changeup, and that was a split. Just kind of slipped out of his hand.
One, 2. Way inside. According to the Orange County Register, Jet Bandy's dad, John, a former bartender, worked on the set of the movie Cocktail that starred Tom Cruise. The movie's signature bartending flipping bottles scene. Look out.
I like that last pitch. Mike Zunino wanted that pitch down out of the strike zone. It ended up right in the middle of the plate. And the reason why is because of the pitch before. The fastball again, in off the plate, move him around, come back with an off-speed pitch, but get it down out of the strike zone. He pulls it foul, just 80 miles an hour on that last pitch.
We saw this young man go deep back home and one here last time we were here in Anaheim. Here's Marte. Nice dig by Dae-Ho Lee. 1-2-3 in the second. Nice job by Miranda. He's got a 1-0 lead. Being brought to you by the new face of Strong, the 2016 Chevy Silverado. By BNSF's proud sponsor, the BNSF Blast. And by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Here at the Big A in Anaheim, Mariners lead at 1-0. A Mike Zunino second inning RBI single to center. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Root Sports crew here. Top of the third, Seth Smith, Robinson Cano, and Nelson Cruz coming up against Ricky Nolasco.
Another quality at bat for Seth Smith. His first time up, saw a number of pitches, was able to work a walk.
Smitty walked on 4 pitches first time.
Nolasco has had to work through the first couple of innings. 43 pitches for him.
One to Seth. Playing him to pull. Two and one. 7th start with the Angels since coming over from Minnesota on the 1st of August. 2-1. A lot of injuries, a lot of turnover in the starting rotation. Certainly send out our best wishes to Matt Shoemaker, injured last time we saw the Angels on that smoking line drive off the bat of Kyle Seager. Here's Pennington, the shortstop. Scores for you. Tigers win 4-2, and the Orioles got run out of the building at Fenway 12-2. Teams in front of the Mariners. Tigers are now a game out behind the Orioles. Blue Jays They were winners tonight. Yankees lost. Houston just tied up Texas, bottom 9, 3-3. It's fun to scoreboard watch. You still have a chance.
It's a great time of the year if you're a baseball fan, especially now that you have that extra wild card spot.
Here.
A lot of teams involved.
Cano, high and deep to right field. That looks very fair. It is deep. Calhoun is back. And let's see if he got it. He did not. Home run, Robbie Cano.
Wondering if maybe the fan helped him out.
Robinson Cano, home run number 33, RBI number 87. Told you something good was going to happen. I saw that 0 for 10. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
33 home runs for Cano, ties a season high for him. Kyle Seager has already set a new mark, and now Cano, plenty of time for him to get past the 33 home runs. This is a towering home run, high fastball. Great effort by Calhoun, the right fielder, and the fan ends up making the catch just out of his reach.
Wanted to wait because we were here last time and Calhoun robbed. I want to say it was Seager, the home run.
It was Seager.
Yeah. He had a good beat on it, just out of his reach.
Yep.
1-0 pitch here to Nelson Cruz.
Nelson hit the ball hard his first time up, lined out to the right fielder Calhoun. Hit a pretty good pitch too, was a fastball at the knees on the outside corner.
Another breaking ball. I know a few weeks ago Cano was in a 0 for 10 or 11 and I said something to him and he said somebody's going to pay. Broke out of it and he's doing it again. Somebody's going to pay.
And with the 2 hits, he puts his batting average up over 300 again. Let's take a look at the exit velocity of 105.
2-1 to Nelly. Swing and a miss.
On the Mariners team, as far as the left-handed hitters, I think Cano and probably Adam Lind are the ones that really handled the high fastball very well. That fastball right at the top of the strike zone. Most left-handers like the ball down, but the 2 of them can really drive the ball at the top of the zone.
Lind will be out for 3-4 days. Tried to dot that corner and missed. There's Adam Lind. He's making a defensive play yesterday. It's Daniel Vogelbach to your left. Just called up from Tacoma. Nelly off the fist. Second baseman Petit. For out number 2. Don't forget to stick around after the game. Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines comes your way. Brad Adam, Ryan Roland Smith, and Angie Menting will be with you for that post game analysis and reacts and interviews.
See if Kyle Seager's a little more aggressive in this at bat. He took a fastball in an area that he typically would like to hit. It was early in the count, and then after that it was a bunch of breaking balls from Nolasco. There's a breaking ball right there, so see if Kyle can get himself a fastball to handle.
Tremendous season, 28 and 92. One-on-one. Second baseman Petit out short right. Long run for Marte. Can't get there. Big thanks to Kyle's brother Corey and the Dodgers for beating the Yankees tonight. Yasiel Puig came off the bench, had a pinch hit home run. They wound up blowing out the Yankees. 8-2 final in the Bronx. Here's a drive to right. Calhoun back towards the track. And he's there to make the catch. That'll do it for the Mariners in the third. The highlight, Robbie Cano's high towering fly ball that just got out. Jumped on that high fastball. Home run number 33, RBI number 87, and a 2-0 Mariner lead. MLB history take you back to 1979. The Long Island potato farmer Carl Yastrzemski, career hit number 3,000, an 8th inning single off of Jim Beattie in Boston at Fenway Park. 3,308 games, second all-time, 3,419 hits, 8th all-time for Yaz.
Jim Beattie, former Mariner, pitching for the Yankees at the time that he gave up that base hit. And here's Miranda working ahead again through the first 7 hitters, now 8 hitters for him. He has 7 first pitch strikes.
Back by Pennington, switch hitter.
Well,
pressed into service tonight when Andrelton Simmons came. We still didn't find out what it was.
Just scratched late for some reason. Yep. We haven't heard why. The last pitch was a good pitch by Miranda. Good fastball in the outside corner at the knees. Just take a look at the EQC tracer and the location of that pitch.
Simmons was run into during a rundown in the game against Texas yesterday. So I guess looked like he took his shoulder to the upper chest, and he was not at 100%. So we closed in on game time. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Pulled a string on him. Second strikeout for Miranda. Some video problems. We'll get them corrected. We apologize for that. Second strikeout for Miranda. We'll face Gregorio Petit, the 9-hole hitting second baseman, and we've got the video straightened out. Our great crew troubleshooting and getting it done quickly. Fly ball deep to right. Smitty going way back on the track. Bounces off the wall. Martin plays the carom and gets it back in. Double for Petit, his 13th.
Being aggressive on a first pitch fastball. Out over the plate. Drives it out to right center. I thought Seth maybe had a chance, but a little bit too high on the wall. Good play by Martin to be backing him up. Gave Seth an opportunity to try to make a play because Martin was there.
14th double for Petit. One out here in the third. Top of the order, an aggressive swinging Yunel Escobar, starting the day 4th in hitting in the American League.
And the Angels have had their issues this year scoring runs, but hitting with runners in scoring position has been a positive for them. As a team, they're hitting .378. And Escobar fourth leading hitter in the American League.
And #1 in runners in scoring position at 411. That is a gaudy number. Pujols 10th in that category, 327. 2 strikeouts for Miranda. He's not walked anybody. That was the second Angels hit. That's really well stroked, right center field. Nice catch by Martin. Petit had taken off, and he comes back to the bag. And they're 2 away. Coming up tomorrow, CenturyLink brings you What's Next. See if Taijuan Walker can throw back-to-back strong outings. He'll be opposed by Alex Meyer, who's obtained from Minnesota. Taijuan Walker remaking his whole approach. A lot of mechanical changes. Performed well last time out.
Yeah, I thought he really handled it well. Walked a couple batters in the first inning, was able to get out of it, and then really settled down after that. And Felix Hernandez keeping him loose in the dugout.
Here's a Mariner All Access piece for you. Just follow Felix in the dugout, the bullpen before, and catch maybe in the clubhouse.
It will be entertaining.
Yeah, whoa. Watch the stuff he wears. Look at his clothes. He had a real. That gets past Zunino. Runners going to advance. It's always pretty avant-garde in his clothing. There you go. He's got the red sneakers on. He's got the big earrings, the bigger earrings on here tonight. Blonded the top of his hair. He's got a Pharrell Williams type hat that he wore on the trip. Tough hitter here in Calhoun. And now Miranda behind 3-0.
You're right about Calhoun being a tough hitter, but he has to be aggressive with him. There's the man, Mike Trout, waiting on deck.
See the double in a pass ball. He's at third, 2 outs. Back with a strike. Really important pitch here, 3-1. Walked it.
First walk for Miranda. A little bit surprised. 3-0. He threw an off-speed pitch, was able to get a strike, and then came back with another off-speed pitch. And you can see Scott Service shaking his head a little bit. Thought he would have been more aggressive with Calhoun.
So did I. Now you get into a little uh-oh zone here with Trout Pujols. 2 on here. Mariners are seeing way too much of Mike Trout this season. First time up for Trout, reached on a fielder's choice. Way upstairs. Give you an idea how good Trout has been against Mariner pitching over his career. Started tonight a .364 career hitter with 21 homers and 62 runs batted in. .340 average this year. There's a strike. 1-1.
And for Miranda, the first time through the lineup, first pitch strikes to 8 out of 9 of the hitters. It was a big key for him. Second time through the lineup, he has yet to throw a first pitch strike to the first 3 batters. Escobar, Calhoun, and now Trout.
That'll get foul. All in 2 strikes.
Trout's first at bat, we were talking about how he likes the ball down, and he likes the ball down out of the strike zone, and that was well down out of the strike zone, and he still put an aggressive swing on it.
And fouled it off that foot, trying to walk it off. The outfield straight away and deep for Mike Miranda set. Comes the 1-2 pitch, 2 on, 2 out. Ball 2.
Miranda has done a really good job with his fastball inside tonight. He's either hitting the corner or missing in off the plate. And you have to like that, because a fastball that's in off the plate serves the purpose. We talked about it, so he gets to his changeup or his split. A fastball that is on the plate when you miss usually gets hit hard, so he's being careful with his fastball inside. Good idea.
Mariners 2-0 on a Mike Zunino second inning RBI single and a home run by Cano. Pitch, foul back. Wow. Half swing, like a little bit tied up.
Yeah, it looked like a slider in on his hands, and an elevated pitch, and that's good news right there. See if Zunino gives him a high target if he wants to go to his fastball again. Might go to the split in the dirt.
Trying to keep this a 2-0 Mariner lead. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Pitch to Trout. Ground ball, Marte, short way. That was the 3rd out. So they got the out. He didn't need a double play on that, but they got the job done. That's the bottom line, 2-0 Mariners. To Anaheim. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Tuesday, Wednesday night games, a day off at home on Thursday. Then the Astros come to town for 3. The Blue Jays come to Seattle. Then a travel day on the 22nd. Go to Minnesota, go to Houston, and then come home and wrap up the regular season with the Athletics. And as we speak, bottom 10 Texas and Houston 3-3. And we welcome in Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us here in the booth. What do you say, Ryan? How's everything?
Good so far. Ariel Miranda looks good, making some big pitches.
Yeah, right now, let's see if they can get him some more runs. Here's Dejo Lee to lead it off. A little hanger there, got away with it. Strike 1. Dejo, soft line drive to shortstop. Zunino and RBI, home run by Cano, the only scoring to this point. Ground ball to Escobar. Throws out the big man. 1 away. Nice to see Zunino. He's been picking it up lately, and Cano, we were talking about it earlier while you were on the radio side. He was 0 for 10, 1 for 11 on the road trip. You knew something good was going to happen.
Yeah, that ball, I thought that ball was absolutely crushed. Just towering home run. It's good to see, especially where the pitch was too, up in the zone. It's good to see.
Martin sliced the soft double down the left field line. First time up, Escobar well in on the grass. Here's Robbie. Home run he hit was number 33. His 87th run batted in. Talking about that. He threw to second to complete a double play. He got the 4th out. Might have been interesting had the runner at second been called safe. They would have got the run, still got out of the inning with the out at third. At first, rather. So.
Yeah, it looked like he forgot how many outs there were. Just turned it just in case, but you know, he's a smart player. That's for sure.
1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Martin. He'll be followed by Mike Zunino.
Seen Velasco throwing a lot of breaking balls early in the count. Leonis Martin last at bat got that hanging curveball. He throws a good one, left it up, and especially early in the count, he's been throwing a lot of them.
That's well stroked. That's extra bases. That thing is hit right on the button. Martin to second with the double, his second tonight. 16th on the season, coming with 1 out here in the 4th. That's the Martin we've been waiting to see.
Yeah, he looks good tonight. 2 hits. There's that fastball up in the zone, and he absolutely crushed that line drive.
Saw a lot of that in the first half of the season before he had that hamstring injury.
See this pitch, 2-1. That's a hitter's count. Look at that, dead center in the zone. And Leonis Martin crushed a nice looking double.
So 1 out base runner. Here's Mike Zunino, single to right center. Picked up the Mariners' first run. They got him. Ooh, he just got it back in there. Boy, it looked like he was meat. What a break.
Is he going to check it?
Second base umpire Brian O'Nora.
Yeah, he was way off the bag out there. It wasn't like he was jumping around looking into the outfield. You see a lot of base runners when they're getting that lead from second, checking the outfielders. Looked like he was paying attention, but they just caught him flat-footed, turned and made a good throw, and looked pretty close right there.
It was very close. They will not challenge.
See Leonis Martin talking to his base coach. Hey, you gotta pick me up on that one.
Well timed by Nolasco and Petit. Pitch to Zunino. That'll sharpen your attention.
Yeah, he's on his toes out there right now. Laser focus.
Martin scored on the Zunino base hit last time Mike was up. Here's a strike.
It's always good too when you can keep him close to the bag. That one step can save you a run, especially on a base hit.
Best arm in the outfield is Calhoun in right field. Here's the 0-1. One to Mike.
Way Mike Zunino has been swinging the bat lately. You see Ricky Nolasco is going to pitch him very carefully with that base opener first.
Nolasco 4-8 with the Twins. He's 1-5 here with the Angels. Zunino, nice play by Escobar. Gets Martin back to second. Hit it hard, but right at the third baseman. 2 down. 2 away. That'll bring up Ketel Marte. This Sunday is Salute to Native American Day when the Mariners host the Astros at 1:10. First 10,000 fans, 21 and over, take home a great Mariners cap courtesy of EQC. Visit Mariners.com today for tickets. Marte flied to center first time up. 5 for his last 9 here over the last 2+ games. Good speed out at second in Martin with 2 down. Strike 1.
See Ricky Nolasco this inning starting to slip behind on the count a little bit and leave that pitch up out over the plate. He throws a lot of fastballs. He slips behind the count, and he's got a high percentage of fastballs. You see he got away with one right there with Mike Zunino crushing that ball towards third base.
0-1. That popped up, playable. Petit makes the call. No runs, a hit. No errors, a man stranded. We go to the home 4th here in Anaheim. Mariners lead at 2-0. With you here. Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. How about this category? Most career first inning home runs. The Mariners were able to hold Mr. Pujols. A double play in the first inning, and Pujols 134 first inning homers. And look at this company, elite company: Bonds, Ruth, Aaron, and Mays. Hello. What a group.
Absolute legends of the game lined up right there.
I will say it was a pleasure to interview Hank Aaron and Willie Mays over the years. Albert, one of the good guys as well. 0-1 here. As he leads off in the home fourth, followed by Crone and Marte. Miranda with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Held the Angels to 2 hits. Infield hit Calhoun in the first, and a double by Petit. There's a high pop getting out of play.
Yeah, he was able to make some big pitches. He struggled in that first inning. You know, these last couple times out, that 10-5 ERA in the first inning, but cruises after that. And he had this guy, we just saw that stat up on the screen, Albert Pujols with runners on base and able to make some big pitches. And you see right here, it's 1-2. That's a common theme for Ariel Miranda right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's getting ahead of the count every single time up.
Albert to center field, backing up Martin, plenty of room. Got it up the end of the bat. 1 away here in the fourth. That'll bring up C.J. Crone. He flied out to right. Mariners in the outfield, Aoki in left, Martin in center, Smith in right. The infield of Seager, Marte, Cano, and Lee, and Zunino behind the plate. If Martin can get this one, he will. Easy play, 2 down. Got to be. We were talking about it early before you came over. You got to be wary of Crone. He's got some pop.
Yeah, he does. And Miranda's done really well against him. He's got a 12-game hitting streak right now, but yeah, he's got some sneaky pop down the back end of this lineup.
Miranda trying to win his 3rd consecutive ball game back on the 2nd of September. Beat these Angels 11-8, went 6 innings, and then his next outing on the 7th, he beat Texas at home, going 6 innings. He's on a roll. Iwakuma, his last start, ended a 4-game losing streak. There's Marte, Jeffrey Marte. Struck out. He was the first strikeout victim for Miranda tonight. The other one, Cliff Pennington.
Yeah, Miranda tonight has great tempo, great energy on the mound. You see that fastball just missed, but he's staying right around the corners all night, especially early in the count, and getting swings like that.
1-1.
Talked to Mel Stottlemyre a couple weeks ago about Miranda, and he talked about developing that slider. You can slowly start to see the light at the end of that tunnel with that execution of that slider. When he executes that pitch, especially the lefties, that can be a devastating pitch.
Swing and a miss. That was a beauty right there. 1-2. Lots off, 80 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. Fine inning for Miranda. 2 pops and a strikeout. His 3rd K, and he goes 1, 2, 3 in the 4th with a 2-0 lead. And love it, too. Got to be honest with you. All right, Brad, thank you very much. Here's Nori Aoki. Lead things off here. Center field, Trout in retreat, going back. He outran it. Nice play. Nori's been squaring up the ball with some regularity in the last few games.
Talked about Leonis Martin last inning. Check out Mike Trout. I mean, this guy hits 330-plus home runs, and watch him glide under the ball, playing awesome center field out there.
Called too many rob shots by him. Him jumping over the fence here and back at safe go field. Brings up Seth Smith, walking a ground out to short tonight. Strike one to Smitty. They overload the infield on the right side for him. Mariners going for their 6th consecutive win. It would be their 8th in the last 11 games. Breaking ball missed.
There's that good slow curveball, Ricky Nolasco. Offense hitting 188 off that pitch.
He's deliberate. 1-1 here to Smitty. Pitch 1-2. Veteran guy from Corona, California. Arguing with a catcher, Jet Mandy. Here comes the 1-2 to Seth Smith. Outside for ball 2.
Velasco pitching backwards a lot tonight. You see that big slow curveball early in the count. Usually that's a weapon for him. That and the slider late in the count. You see that fastball 1-2 pitch, trying to pitch guys backwards a little bit tonight.
2-2 to Smitty. Oh, Laz Diaz said he went and the barrel never even got close. And Smitty wanted to get help from third base umpire Doug Eddings, but he'll get no satisfaction there. 3rd strikeout for Nolasco. Tough break.
Tough break. Usually you want him to take another look down the third base line, but no doing on that one.
With 2 outs. Brings up Robinson Cano. Started the day 0 for his last 10 and just 1 for 11 on the road trip, and all he did was single to right in the 1st and homer to right in the 3rd. Takes pitch outside for ball 1. 2nd home run that Cano has hit off on Nolasco. Second baseman, petite, short right field for Robbie. It's the breaking ball for a strike, top of the zone. Well stroked, might drop. Calhoun does have good speed, and he runs that one. Nice play, Cole Calhoun. Mariners are going 1-2-3 in the 5th, but lead 2-0. Mariners baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by Shag, where your friends live, and by Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino. Good look at big pictures of Trout, Weaver, Houston Street adorning the outside of Angel Stadium. There's the rock pile out there in left center field. Good to have you with us here on Root Sports. Dave Sims, Ryan Roland-Smith with us. Mike Blowers will be back a little bit later. He's over on the radio side. Here's Jet Bandy, the catcher, and he looks at strike one. Bottom third of the order, Bandy, Pennington, and Petit. Bandy a ground out to Marte to end the second inning. Throwing strikes, Miranda.
He is. He looks great tonight. And again, 0-2 on every hitter. He's 1-2, 0-2 on every hitter. The thing about Miranda too, he starts to get vulnerable. He slips behind the count. That's when he's really vulnerable. That's when he just starts serving up fastballs right down the middle.
He's ahead in the count here. Foul back.
You see the numbers of the fastballs. 76% fastballs when he's behind in the count. So if you're the opposition, you're sitting dead red when you're behind the count. That's when you can get in trouble. See the pitch count right there. Fastball 56%, off speed 44%.
Look out. Right above our heads. That had some heat on it too, JR. Look out. The 0-2. It's playable. Cano back, Smitty in. Smitty calls him off. One away here in the fifth, and watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 devices and enjoy a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. There's Pennington, shortstop. Fouls this one off. How about the run that didn't see it, but somebody must have made a heck of a catch to get that bigger roar.
Place lit up.
Mariners starters. And Miranda's keeping it going thus far here in the fifth with one out. Starters 4-0 in this 5-game win streak with a 2.12 ERA. Mel Stoudemire Jr. got to be thrilled. They've averaged 6 innings per start and have not allowed more than 3 runs in any of the starts.
Yeah, it makes his job a lot easier. It looks like he's a lot more comfortable right now, especially watching his young man Ariel Miranda pitching right now. He's picking up the slack. I said this in the pregame. You look at any playoff team, the starting pitching is the bedrock to any playoff team. And you see, obviously, Felix is going to be Felix. Iwakuma's having a great year. It's up to Miranda and Taijuan Walker to pick up the slack and really carry this team if they're going to be in it for that last couple games in that wild card hunt.
No doubt about it.
And that man right there, James Paxton, had a great start yesterday. It was good to see. He's got to stop chewing those fingernails, though, Dave.
2-2 pitch. Ground ball fair. Seager set, throw, dig by Lee. 2 down. Speaking of the wild card, getting into the playoffs, teams in front of the Mariners. Thank you, Athletics, pounding the Royals 16-3 final. Bottom 11, Rangers had a 3-2 lead heading into the bottom of the 9th in Houston, but the Astros tied it up. Gaddis hit a home run. Delta Airlines keep climbing standings in the wild card. They got Baltimore losing, Toronto winning. Mariners can continue to move up and just keep on winning. That's what it's all about. Baltimore lost, Toronto won, Detroit won, and the Yankees lost.
It's a lot of teams right there you need to root against in front of the Mariners. It's going to be close all the way down to the last game of the season.
The math is still on their side. Here's the 0-1 to Petit. He is throwing with conviction here. Fastball at 94. He's ahead 0-2. Petit doubled off the right center field wall last time.
It's funny you mention that, the math. You know, you see the Oakland A's were officially eliminated. Was a Friday night, and I remember I gave Liam Hendricks, a bullpen guy with the Oakland A's, a
countryman.
text. Yeah, another Aussie. gave him a text and said, hey, you're officially eliminated today. He goes, yeah, trust me, we all know about it.
Yeah. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, charging is Marte. Flips over, got him. Nice job, Miranda again. He's retired the last 6 that he's faced. He enjoys a 2-0 lead, a 2-hit shutout. Difference of the ball game. Mr. Cano going large right here. This was back in the 3rd inning. A 1-0 pitch, home run number 33, RBI number 87, Ryan. Good stuff.
Yeah, you can't teach that swing right there. You see the fan reaching out and robbing that from Cole Calhoun. But good to see towering. I thought that ball was crushed, way gone. It was just towering.
The other run scored tonight by the Mariners by Martin in the 2nd inning. A 1-out double, and then Zunino single to score him. Some Mariner fans enjoying this 2-0 lead as Nelly swings through. Mr. Cruz is lined to right, grounded out to second. The breaking ball. Trout, center fielder, shading towards right center. Left fielder Marte deep.
Ricky Nolasco pitching Nelson Cruz very carefully this at bat, nothing but breaking balls. See if he continues to pitch him backwards a little bit.
Here's the 0-2. As hard as he hits the ball, I was thinking about this, especially after with Seager, that liner he hit off of Shoemaker last week. You're pitching against a guy like Cruz, you really would like a Nell screen in front of you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when he's hit three bombs off you. That's one of those at bats where you're like, okay, I'm going to pitch around. You saw in the early on the game, 2 runners on. You see Jeff Bandy walking out just to have a conversation. It's like, hey, we're going to pitch around this guy. We've got 2 guys on. You're going to have to come. You're going to have to face him. He is a tough out.
2-2 pitch to Nelson Cruz. Hit hard. Wow. Self-defense Escobar throws out a hustling Cruz by just a little bit. They want an L screen in front of your third baseman. How about the play? Beltre made a spectacular play against them last week at home.
Straight reactionary. Look what I found. That ball was crushed. Nearly came out of the web of that glove too. I say Ricky Nolasco got away with one there. Head in the count. He left that pitch up. Smashed down the third base line. And 109 miles per hour.
There you go.
Off the bat. Ball was
yesterday, got a base hit. Went 114 through the 6 hole in the left field. Here's Kyle Seager, strike out and fly to right. And working Kyle consistently down and in. Ball 1.
I'm curious to see if they're going to make that mandatory, that new cap you start to see around baseball for the pitchers. That soft, padded cap to try and protect the pitchers.
Yeah.
We saw Shoemaker get a line drive back at him. It was a week ago.
That was smoked to left center field. Of course, Trout's going to run that down. I was talking to, who was it, Cole Hamels, about that last week when Texas was in town, and he said, I just hope, he said, every time I deliver a pitch, I just hope my glove's in the right position. He said it would be very uncomfortable to wear a helmet or some kind of protective piece. He said I'd be worried about that, and I'd probably get thrown out of rhythm, and then I'd screw up my arm. So I'll just continue to take my chances without it.
Yeah, initially I remember I used to think, well, it could be a fashion statement. Guys don't want to wear some big padded helmet while they're at their pitch, and they're so used to wearing a hat. But
Sure.
I got to try one on in spring training.
How was it?
Yeah, it definitely felt foreign, that's for sure. And like Cole Hamels, he's a guy who he finishes up squared up, where he's in a good fielding position. Remember, Greg Maddux used to be such a good fielder, squared up. A lot of guys, you see Ricky Nolasco pulling off to the side. He's not going to have time to get that glove up if anything's up around his head.
Ground ball to short. Pennington. Easy handle. Throws out DeHoly. Mariners are going in order. Ricky Nolasco's got a nice run going. 3, 6, 7, 8 in a row. He's retired. Escobar, happy that he was able to not get hurt by that ground ball off the bat of Cruz. Sports being brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. We're here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. Our final visit of the season here. Southern California. Dave Sims with Ryan Roland-Smith. There's Miranda pitching really well as he starts off here in the 6th. Top of the order, Yunel Escobar, Cole Calhoun, and Mike Trout. First time tonight Escobar's offered at the first pitch. And the numbers for Miranda in terms of pitch count, pretty good.
Been really efficient. That first inning got out of a huge jam. First inning's been a bit of a hiccup for him. 20 pitches in that third. Besides that, really efficient.
Escobar lines one into the gap, cut off by Nuri Aoki. Escobar, the 4th leading hitter in the American League, starting today. First hit since the Petit double in the 3rd.
Escobar is having a really good year when it comes to making contact with the baseball. You see he's hitting over 300, but see this pitch up in the zone, and this is going to be that inning. This is going to be that test for Ariel Miranda, that 3rd time through the lineup. You see he's got that good fastball, that good changeup. When you're a starting pitcher, you have to have that 3rd pitch and that 4th pitch to help you out when you face a guy 3 times in a night. So this is going to be a good test for him. He's got Cole Calhoun who hits him pretty good, and then you got Mike Trout and big Albert Pujols after that.
5th time Miranda's got into the 6th inning. Ball 1 to Cole Calhoun. Infield single in the 4th and a walk in the 3rd. Mariners have turned one double play. They would love to get another one before Trout comes up.
I talked about that slider too. When you're a left-on-left guy and you got a guy like Cole Calhoun, this is when you really got to be effective with that slider and execute down in the zone, out of the strike zone.
Calhoun can hurt you now. He's got 17 homers, 67 runs batted in, 27 doubles. Swing and a miss. All in 2 strikes. One-two pitch. That is hanging up for Nori. That's a big out. Coming up on Root Sports, everybody, is another Beacon Plumbing High School football game. Tune in Thursday to see the Liberty Patriots versus the Roosevelt Rough Riders, 7 p.m. Pacific. For kickoff time, don't miss any of the action here on Root Sports, brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Stop freaking, call Beacon. And now Mike Trout reached on a couple of fielders' choices.
You see the bullpen starting to swell now for the Mariners. Scott Service, you know, he knows, he's been watching Miranda enough that when he gets to that 6th inning, that's when he starts to get a little bit wobbly, starts to slip behind on the count a little bit. He made a big pitch. Cole Calhoun, Ariel Miranda, the contact, the exit velocity of pitches up in the zone is way less than pitches down in the zone. And I think that's a byproduct of missing that 3rd and 4th pitch, that slider down in the zone. That's the one that's getting hit hard.
Ahead of Trout here. 0-2. Pujols on deck. And a couple center cuts there. Got away with the Trout foul and back to our right. Mariners 2-0 lead. Home run Cano. Zanino an RBI pitch. Ball 1.
Fastball elevated. That's his bread and butter, especially against a guy like Mike Trout. Hits the ball hard down in the zone.
It's one of the bigger at-bats Miranda's had this season, especially given how the Mariners are playing right now, trying to win their 6th consecutive game. Pitch. Kept the at-bat alive.
And that's that off-speed pitch I was talking about, outside of the strike zone. And Miranda's, you can see right there on the EQC tracer, everything for him gets real middle sometimes. He's too much in the zone, and he has to start expanding. Against Trout, he did that last at-bat. He's had this is the 2nd battle he's had against him. I want to see that elevated fastball right now. Get him to chase a little bit.
Infield double play depth. Gonna need something hit hard right at one of the infielders. Escobar's got good speed. Trout's got great speed. One down here in the 6th, the 2-0 Mariner lead. Miranda ready with the 1-2 pitch to Trout. Up high, ball 2.
This is that at bat when you're laying in bed after your game. This is the one you're thinking about, no matter the outcome.
Big spot here. Nick Vincent heating up, pitch to Trout. Drive to deep right center field. Smitty's got a beat on it in the gap, just short of the track. Makes the catch. What a big out.
Huge out right there. Ariel Miranda getting away with that changeup in the strike zone against Mike Trout. Able to keep it inside the ballpark. You saw Miranda, if we get a replay of this, but giving himself a little round of applause behind the mound. See that changeup staying up in the zone. That's a dangerous pitch to a guy like Mike Trout. Just enough off the edge of the bat to stay inside the ballpark.
Not done yet. Pujols 0 for 2. Bounced into a double play in the first. Fly to center field. Leading off the fourth. Ball 1. Pujols starting tonight. Second. Tied for second in RBIs with David Ortiz. Check and see what he did in a big Boston win. Nice job by Zunino. 2-0.
See the infield right now, big shift over towards third base. Kyle Seager hugging the line down there. So outfield playing straight up.
David Ortiz with 1 RBI. He's got 111 now. Pujols in third place. Pitch. Didn't get it all, thank goodness. Outfield playing deep. Who's going to get it? It is Martin. Oh, baby, be still our hearts. Runner stranded through 6. Miranda's thrown a nice ball game. 2-0 Seattle. On linked light rail, so ride in from their newest stations on Capitol Hill or at the UW. Schedules available at soundtransit.org. Ariel Miranda has given the Mariners everything they've wanted and more as Mike Blowers rejoins us here. 6 strong innings by the young man.
And I thought this last inning that he pitched, the bottom of the 6th, was critical for him. You get right back. It's the 3rd time through the lineup for the best part of their lineup. He gives up a leadoff base hit, but then 3 fly ball outs to get out of the inning. That was a critical point in this game for Miranda.
Martin came in. A little triangular shot there. Came in to save the day.
Center fielder has the priority, Dave.
Thank goodness. He leads off, followed by Zunino and Marte. He's had a good night swinging a bat. A flared double down the left field line and a hard double to left center. And at third, Escobar.
So many times you come into a game and you're not sure what to expect, and I think this one qualified that with Miranda and Nolasco. Was Miranda going to be able to build off of his last start? Nolasco has been on a good run in his last couple of games. They both have really pitched well in this one tonight.
All of 2 strikes. Mariners got their runs. A second inning, Mike Zunino RBI single to center, scoring Martin, and a 1-out homer in the 3rd by Robinson Cano, his 33rd RBI, number 87. 2 for 2 night for Robbie. 2 for 3 night for Robbie. Martin, Zunino, and Marte, bottom 3rd of the order for the Mariners. Ball 2, 2-2.
And I think Ricky Nolasco pitching to the scouting report, mixing it up, When he's behind in the count, you're going to see more off-speed pitches.
That was hammered down into the corner. Extra bases for Martin, going for his third double. And he's going to get it. And now
That
fan
hurt the
interferes with, oh, geez, he could have had 3.
That would have been a triple. The ball ended up dying underneath the padding, and so Calhoun was going to try to play the ricochet. Had to run and get it. Probably had to go about 15, 20 yards to pick it up, and by then Martin was well on his way. Just take a look at the swing. Another off-speed pitch in the middle of the plate. Ball hit hard down the corner, and then it's going to get stuck under the padding real quick. Just dies right there, and that's when the fan comes out of the stands to grab the ball.
Scott Service saying, hey, come on, who's going to have a 3 spot here?
He wasn't too second. He was clearly going to go for third.
Les Diaz, home plate umpire.
And that fan is now getting escorted out of the building. But what a huge play. That would have been an easy triple for him, Dave.
No doubt about it. 3 doubles tonight for Leonis Martin. Going back to your point when we started about how critical it would be if he gets going, which he seems to be right now. That's 3 for 3 tonight. He is 5 for his last 11.
Yeah, that's a great sign for the Mariners and their offense. And again, you can see him, and he's running hard out of the box, and this is when the ball is going to get stuck underneath. Martin sees the ball sitting there. He knows that Calhoun has to go, and that's when he starts to go hard again, and he is clearly going to make it into third. The umpires get together, have a conversation after Scott Service was talking to the home plate umpire, Les Diaz. And now Scott back out of the dugout again.
Getting word from Chris Prieto and Jimmy Hartley from videos, talking to Tim Bogar.
That's just a bad break for the Mariners. It would have been an easy triple for him.
3 doubles for Martin. Chance for Zunino to drive him in for the 2nd time.
Well, the Mariners are 1 for 5. Runners in scoring position. Aniakta Mike get back out of the batter's box. Escobar, the third baseman, playing even with the bag at third. C.J. Cron the same at first. He's actually moving in on the grass now.
An opportunity to get more runs here. Miranda's done his job through 6, to say the least. And the left-hander struck out 3, walked 1.
You saw that move from Nolasco. He wasn't trying to pick anybody off or even keep Martin there. He was trying to see if Zunino was going to tip, if he was going to bunt with nobody out. Mike didn't show anything.
Hit him. 1st and 2nd. So Zunino hit yet again. That's the 6th time that's happened this season.
And that looked like it hit him right on the forearm.
So now 1st and 2nd. Nobody out for Marte.
And I think this is a definite bunt situation. They're trying to go inside. Pitchers will elevate the fastball, thinking maybe if he's going to bunt, we can get him to pop it up, and that clearly hits him on the wrist. And that's going to be it.
Mike Scioscia going to make a move, going to go to the bullpen. And it's going to be Diolis Guerra coming in, a right-hander. 2-0 Mariners. Velasco, the Angels starter. Reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Great to have you with us, everybody, from Anaheim. There's a look at what Velasco turned in tonight.
6+, 6 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He threw 95 pitches, 59 of those for strikes, and he's responsible for the 2 base runners, Martin at second and Zunino over at first. Garrett will take over. Take a look at his overall record, 3-0, a 2.83 ERA. Right around 92 miles an hour with his fastball. Has a changeup, curve, and slider with 2 strikes. He likes to use his slider a little bit more than his curveball. Bunting situation for the Mariners. Number 9 hitter Marte walking to the plate. Corner infielder is playing in.
The bunt is in order. In at the corners. First pitch from Garrett to Marte. Bunt laid down. Bandy, the catcher. Marte, everybody's safe.
You cannot do it any better than what Marte just did. Everybody playing in, cheating in, expecting the bunt, and he drops down a perfect bunt. And you can see the smile on Casey Candel's face, the first base coach, because he has these guys out working on their bunting all the time. And that was just great fundamentals right there. Square around early, keep the barrel above the ball, and just deaden it down the line.
Textbook. Just textbook.
So a great situation for the Mariners. Bases loaded, nobody out, and back at the top of the lineup in Aoki.
Norrie sent Trout to the track in center field in the 5th. And again, productivity from the bottom of the order, drawn in infield now by the Angels. 2-0 Mariners, looking for more, a lot more. Strike 1. Norrie 0 for 3. Big opportunity. Chopper goes foul. 29,932 on hand. First of 3 night games. Mariners come home, day off Thursday, and then Houston and Toronto come to town.
Nick Vincent getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Your runners, bases loaded, and nobody out. Oh, 2 to Norrie. Up the middle, base hit, that'll get it done. Martin, he scores. Coming around Zunino, he scores, and Norrie knocks in 2, and the Mariners have a 4-0 lead. Some great 2-strike hitting by Norrie Aoki. Beautiful.
The 2 strikes, just trying to put the bat on the ball, and this is the reason why managers hate bringing their infield in with nobody out. A slow hit ground ball, but because the infield is in, it works its way back up the middle into center field, and the Mariners pick up a couple of runs, and Marte is able to get all the way around to third, so a great situation for Seth Smith as you take another look at the swing in our Primera Supermo and Aoki right off the end of the bat. But again, with 2 strikes, put it in play.
Runners at the corners, 2 runs in, nobody out, 4-0 Mariners. Strike 1 to Seth. Walk, ground out, and a strikeout tonight. Nick Vincent. Talking to Mike Hampton, the bullpen coach. Ariel Miranda, the other part of the story, did his job. 6 innings, shutout baseball, holding the Angels to 3 hits. Count goes to 1-1 to Seth.
Having a good year, hitting with runners in scoring position, a .325 average for Seth. The Mariners are 3 for 7 in the game tonight, runners in scoring position.
First time Smitty going against Guerra. Breaking ball, just got a piece of it. Productive 7th and looking for more. Nobody out, 2 on.
And you can close the book on Ricky Nolasco. 6+ innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned.
Murray got it done with a couple of strikes.
That's a balk.
How about that? Run scores. Everybody moves up a bag. Thank you very much.
Brian O'Nora standing right behind Guerra, and he definitely moved. It didn't look. He looked like he wanted to step off the mound, but he didn't quite do it, and that'll be a balk, and the Mariners pick up a run. Aoki moves up to second base.
5-0. Take a look at his legs.
Right there.
Yep.
No argument from Mike Scioscia.
Smiles all around here. 5-0. Smitty can pick up another with a base hit. He's got a 1-2 pitch. And he's going to get it done. That is a, oh, geez, just foul. I thought that was going to stay in there.
Well, for Seth, it looked like another off-speed pitch. He catches it off the end of the bat, so it's going to hook a little more than usual, and fortunately it went foul by about a foot. Pitch down, away from him, out in front of it at 82 miles an hour, trying to pull the ball, and the biggest reason why, still nobody out, and you can see just foul.
All in 2 strikes. Three runs in, bottom third of the order. Double hit by a pitch and a fabulous bunt. They've all scored. Martin, Zunino, and Marte. Aoki, 2-run single. He's at second. Robinson Cano's on deck.
Jose Alvarez, left-hander, getting loose in the Angel pen.
There we go, 2-2 to Seth Smith. Full count. Another grinding at bat by Smitty.
And a lot of off-speed pitches, change-ups, a couple of breaking balls as Cano waits on deck. Overholtzer getting loose now. Last time we saw him, he was in the rotation, one of the starters for the Angels.
Didn't last long either. 3-2 pitch to Seth. Aoki at second. Hit hard. That'll move the runner up. Backhand play, Crone. So job done. And there's one away. Late scores. Athletics beat the Royals. Big help to the Mariners, and double the pleasure, double the fun as the Rangers come from behind. Actually, they were ahead, got tied, and then go on and win in the 12th, 4-3 against the Astros. So now, jumped ahead of the Astros. Keep this thing going.
Infield will stay in with Cano hitting, and they're going to pitch to him. Robbie so far tonight 2 for 3, including his 33rd home run of the year.
On contact, here's the throw. It's a bad throw! Run scores! Another one on the board here for the Mariners, 6-0.
Take a look at it. A tremendous jump by Aoki. It was going on contact. It was almost as if he was running, and right when Cano started his swing, he took off. I think maybe that startled Pennington, the shortstop. Rushed the throw, wide of the plate.
At time, boy, they didn't have a chance.
Tremendous jump.
Fielder's choice, E6. 6-0. Mariner lead here in the 7th. 1 out, 1 on for Mr. Cruz with Cano at first. What a great inning. Ball 1. Cruz 1 for 2 against Guerra. It was a home run. To throw him a strike. 2-0.
Mariners offense has been hot in September, averaging 7 runs a game. Now it's 6.
Cruz looking to do some damage here.
And I think the one thing that we've noticed too in this month, Dave, is they're doing a lot of the little things much better. And we see the bunt by Marte, Seth Smith pulling the ball with the runner at second and nobody out. The reason why Aoki's able to take off on contact and pick up a run right there.
Mr. Cruz has a 3-0 count. And he's aboard a 4-pitch walk. Sets up nicely for Kyle Seager. Very nicely.
Kyle will be the 8th hitter in the inning and still just 1 out. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, out of the dugout. Kyle hit the ball hard his last time up, lined out to the center fielder Trout.
Seager 1 for 2 against Guerra. Coming up tomorrow, CenturyLink brings you What's Next. Taijuan Walker, Alex Meyer. Pitching matchup. Taijuan trying to make it 2 wins. Back-to-back victories. Kyle can put a real exclamation point on this inning and this ball game with this at-bat. Couple of men aboard. Ball 1. Kyle 1 for 2 against Diolis Guerra. Martin lead off with a double. Zunino hit by a pitch perfect, but Marte loads him up. Nori a 2-run single. There's a balk in there. Productive out by Smitty. There's a strike. Aoki scoring on a throwing error by shortstop Pennington. A walk to Cruz, now 1-1 to Kyle Seager. Strike 2.
He has consistently worked at the bottom of the strike zone or below with his changeup. Pretty good fastball at the knees.
Here's how the Angels are deployed against Kyle Seager. 1 out. Couple of men aboard. A 1-2 pitch. Petit drops it. Take the out at first. The other runners move up. 2 down. Cano to third. Cruz to second.
A couple of at-bats in a row where Kyle has hit the ball hard, able to barrel it up. Nice play by Petit. Well, he was able to catch that right on the end of the webbing of his glove. Ended up dropping it. Gets the force at first. Mariners are now 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
time in the last 3 games, Mariners have sent 9 men to the plate. Here's Dae-Ho Lee, couple of runners in scoring position. Breaking ball misses. Dae-Ho Lee 1 for 1 against Guerra. 0 for 3 evening. The big right-hander. Takes a strike. One pitch. It's been sitting breaking ball. Right there, 91.
He definitely was looking for an off-speed pitch. You could tell timing his stride was down late on the fastball. Going to have to battle now with 2 strikes.
One-two pitch. Gets away, no advance. 2-2. A lot of room out there for the big fella. Two-two pitch to Dae-Ho Lee. A full count. Martin will gladly take a second at bat here in this inning. Dae-Ho put a good swing on something. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul.
I didn't think he was going to give in to him. First base is open. He's thrown a lot of off-speed pitches in the inning, and he comes back with another one at 81 miles an hour.
Big inning here for the Mariners, trying to make it even bigger. 3-2 payoff here to Dae-Ho Lee. Pennington throws him out. 4 runs, 3 hits, an error, 2 left. Good inning for the Mariners. They've expanded the lead rather nicely for Mr. Miranda. 6-0 Seattle. Download the Washington's Lottery mobile app and everything will be a tap away. What a great night for the Mariners opening this series here in Anaheim. They have a 6-0 lead as we go to the home 7th. Dave Sims Mike Blowers and the Root Sports crew. And everybody, tip your cap to Ariel Miranda. Look at that work tonight. 6 innings of 3 hits, shutout ball, 1 walk. Walk didn't hurt him, obviously. 3 strikeouts, 87 pitches, and he was able to navigate through some tough hombres in Trout, Calhoun, and Pujols. Taking over Nick Vincent, and a bullpen has been stellar in this 5-game win streak with an ERA of 2.08. 13 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 10 Ks. Miranda getting into the 6th inning, and it's just what the doctor ordered. Get some length and now turn it over to the bullpen, which is performing well. Here's C.J. Crone to lead it off. Ben Gamel, the hands team in now. Ben Gamel in right field, and Heredia in left. Sharply hit, base hit. C.J. Crone.
For Nick Vincent, he has really pitched well lately. Has a good fastball in the low 90s, cutter, right around 88 miles an hour. Also mix in a slider. Last 10 appearances, he has a 0.90 ERA.
Guillermo Heredia takes over in left field. In terms of speed, plenty of it in the outfield now. Heredia, Martin, and Gamel left to right. Here's Jeffrey Marte, struck out twice at the hands of Ariel Miranda. Strike 1 from Nick.
Nick Buss on deck. He's going to pinch hit, left-handed hitter.
One to count. There's Nick Buss. Two and one. Great inning. Top half of this frame. 9 men to the plate for the Mariners. 4 runs scored. A little low.
Pretty good pitch. Just missed the bottom of the strike zone. It was on his 2-seam fastball at 90.
Mariners have turned 1 double play tonight. That was in the 1st inning. Strike 2.
And Laz Diaz hearing it from the crowd. Marte, they've argued a couple of times.
Laz, veteran umpire. Benson caught a break on that 5th pitch. So he can go for the put away. And he does. Strike out Nick Vincent. Mike Scioscia's expression says it all.
Gets him to chase a fastball, borderline down, 90 miles an hour in the middle of the plate. And I think Marte was going to swing at anything after that previous pitch. And Nick Buss will step in. Nick hitting .210 on the year, 1 home run.
23rd game, first time pinch hitting. And he looks at ball 1. Mariners have a big lead. Baltimore has lost. The Yankees lost. Houston lost. Kansas City lost. Brett Oberholzer heating up again. 2-0. Got a right field line foul. Orioles 2 runs batted in. Home run Cano, an RBI for Cano. And E6 brought home another run. A balk scored a run. 6-0 Mariners. Two and two.
Nick so far 12 pitches, 7 strikes from Nick. Nobody else throwing in the Mariner pen.
Now the infield shifting over to the right. Marte joining Cano on the right side, and they pull Seager over with him. 2 and 2. Full count. So another full count by Nick Vincent. Two. Walking, that was close. Compliment aboard. 6-0 lead. The last thing you want to see is a free pass. Hey, when you purchase $200 of officially licensed player merchandise in a Mariners team store, you're going to receive a free autographed baseball signed by one of your favorite Mariners. For more details on this limited time gift with purchase, go to a Mariners team store.
You mentioned the walk, and now you have a couple of runners on with the walk. And more importantly, you're up by 6 runs. You do not want to turn this lineup over with a bunch of guys on base. Pennington, the 8th hitter in the lineup.
Ball 1 to Pennington. Strikeout and a ground out to Seager for 2.
G-Man Choi has come out on deck, left-handed hitter. He will hit for Petit, the second baseman.
Right field, Gamel coming over. Coming around is Crone. And moving to third is Buss. Angels on the board, 6-1 ball game. RBI for Cliff Pennington, his 10th.
Angels are now 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. It looked as if Nick was able to break his bat. That's a cutter in on his hands, 88 miles an hour, but it was elevated, so he was able to get it in the air, and it was a soft line drive into right as Mel Stottlemyre making a trip out to the mound. G-Man Choi will pinch hit. And Tom Wilhelmsen just starting to get loose. After Choi, you get back to the top of the lineup.
G-Man Choi, one-time Mariner. For 6 as a pinch hitter. Double play, still in order. Runners at the corners. Whoa, way inside. Ball 1.
His command has not been good. 17 pitches, 8 strikes for Nick.
Swing. 1-1. Double play would be just delicious right now because you got Escobar on deck, 4th leading hitter in the American League. 1 out, runners at the corners. Strike 2. Mariners going for their 6th consecutive win. Be 8 out of the last 11. They can pull it off. Popped up, got to play. Zunino with plenty of room. Two down. Get to Escobar now. He's 1 for 3. 2 flyouts to center and a base hit to left.
And that was a good pitch from Nick Vincent. He wanted the fastball up in the zone. He was able to get it right at the top of the strike zone and in on his hands. Get the weak pop-up. Vidal Nuno has joined Tom Wilhelmsen in the pen. Cole Calhoun, left-handed hitter, waiting on deck.
Yunel Escobar. First pitch swinging. Fouls it off. Escobar 1 for 1 against Nick Vincent. Blocked by Mike. Very nice block.
Yeah, he just spiked a slider well out in front of home plate. Not an easy pitch to block.
One from Nick Vincent. Didn't like that call. Mariners will take it.
Right at the top of the strike zone. Right back to his cut fastball at the top of the zone.
Ball and 2 strikes. Upstairs for ball 2. Nick trying to get himself out of trouble. Here's the 2-2. Runner at first takes off. Pitch swing on and fouled. That'll play right side. Another big pitch here at 2-2. Full count.
Nick having to throw a lot of pitches here in the inning. 26 pitches, 14 strikes as Cole Calhoun waits on deck.
Big pitch, 3-2. Pennington takes off. Ground ball. Seager off the glove. Throw to first. Got him! Way to hang with it, Kyle. Mariners, Nick Vincent wipes that brow for good reason. Seager stayed with it. Had it all the way and it went right off his glove. Got it over to Dejo Lee. And just 1 run on the board for the Angels in the 7th. All right, Brad, thank you very much. A 3-double night for Leonis Martin. He faces Brett Oberholzer, new second baseman Caleb Cowart. And the new catchers, Juan Gratterall.
Imagine Oberholzer had been in the rotation briefly. 32 appearances on the year. You can see the high ERA. His fastball around 89 miles an hour. Has a slider and a changeup to go with it.
Did not go as they checked with Doug Eddings. Fabulous night for Martin. Double to left, double to center, double to right.
And more importantly, he was scored a couple of times, so they didn't go to waste.
Did go that time, 3-2. Martin, Zunino, and Marte. 3 hits for Martin. Zunino's got a hit and an RBI. Run scored. And Marte put down maybe the best bunt we've seen this season for Mariner to load him up in the 7th. 3-2. Boy, he's having a night. That is outstanding. 4 for 4 for Martin. Good start to the 8th. The only one he didn't hit hard was the flare double down the left field line. Hey, when the Astros arrive in Seattle Friday, I'll have to step it up to the plate against the Mariners ace, Felix Hernandez. So catch all the action from the Kings Court. Get a seat in the Royals section, a T-shirt, and a K-card. It's only $25, folks. So tickets, go get them, mariners.com/Felix.
Mike Zunino was hit on the wrist his last time up.
Foul ball.
Mike 1 for 2 tonight. Had a base hit and an RBI. Base hit, 2-strike base hit. He had a slider that was on the outside corner, went the other way with it to right center field. So a good piece of hitting for him.
One from Oberholzer. Taken for a strike. Fouled off by Mike. Nino and the Mariners are Oberholzer with Houston last year. Beat him down there. He started this year with Philly, went 2-2 in 26 games coming out of the pen. Trout has this under control. One away, that'll bring up Ketel Marte. Time now for Bank of America alerts. How about Kyle Hendricks? Lost the no-no in the 9th. The lead with a home run on an 0-2 pitch. It was Hazelbaker came up with that.
The Cubs ended up winning that game 4-1. Marte, what a perfect bunt he put down his last time up. First and second, nobody out, and he dropped down a beauty to pick up a base hit and load the bases up.
Batting right-handed for the first time tonight. Mariners are running the second, running the third, 4 in the 7th.
Martin 4 for 4, 3 doubles. The 3 doubles ties a club record.
Very good work by Martin. Popped up. Big hang time here for Trout. 2 away. And that'll bring up Ben Gamel. It'll be his first plate appearance. Blas Diaz recognizing that Gamel first time up. Might not have realized that Gamel had been in the game the last half inning.
Gamel had a start in Oakland, the second game in Oakland, picked up a couple of hits. Started in center field, giving Martin a day off, a rare day off for Martin.
Mariners saw Oberholzer on Friday, September 2nd. He pitched an inning, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Started that ball game. Mariners won at 11-8.
Nice job to lay off that slider. Good count for him now at 2-0.
Matter of fact, that was the last time Miranda faced the Angels. Picked up a second win in that ball game. 2-0 pitch here. Pretty well struck. Deep left center field. Trout giving chase, and it's gone! A 2-run homer, Ben Gamel. First big league homer. 2-run shot. 8-0 Mariners. 2-0 count, made the most of it.
Well, the big key was to lay off the 1-0 slider. Left on left slider off the plate away, laid off of it, and was able to get a fastball at 89 miles an hour in the middle of the plate.
2-0 pitch and rode it out of here.
Good look at our Primera Supermo as Ben Gamel hits his first career major league home run going out to left center field. At this point in the evening, that's not an easy thing to do. So they put a pretty good charge into it.
Here's Heredia, his first time up. How about in the leadoff spot tonight, Aoki and Gamel have combined for 4 runs knocked in.
Yeah, how about Martin? 4 for 4 and has scored 3 times.
Good for Ben Gamel. Heredia, 224 hitter with a homer, 10 runs batted in. Ben Gamel in his 30th big league at bat. It's his first home run. Already way out in front.
Nuno ready to go in the pen. He's going to face Cole Calhoun. He will lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Angels.
Big night for the Mariners. 8-1 here in the 8th. Already trying to keep it alive for Robinson Cano. Don't get foul. A lot of good offensive numbers for the Mariners tonight. Banged out 8 runs on 10 hits. 3-2 to Heredia. Swing and a miss. Great inning nonetheless. Ben Gamel gets his first major league home run. He was ahead in the count 2-0. And he goes opposite field, rode it out of here. 2-run shot. Extends the Mariner lead to 8-1. home run, 8-1 lead for the Mariners. Make sure you join us tomorrow during the Mariners game for Twitter Tuesday. You're going to get 5 chances to win exciting prizes just by interacting with us on Twitter throughout the ball game. Then we'll post questions. Want to hear from you, so be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at rootsports_NW. Giveaway rules, go to rootsports.com. A lot of happy guys in that dugout. Mariners en route to their 6th consecutive win, 8th in the last 11 games. They've had help tonight. Baltimore lost, Yankees lost, Houston lost, and Kansas City lost.
Now Nuno going to take over. Might face just the one hitter in Cole Calhoun. A couple righties, Trout and Pujols due up after that. This will be his 52nd appearance for Nuno. His fastball right around 90 miles an hour as a slider, curveball, changeup. Tom Wilhelmsen getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Calhoun tonight, infield hit, walk, fly to left. Calhoun, Trout, Pujols, 2-3-4 here. And the bottom of the 8th. And 1.
Tom ready to go. He was up last inning getting loose, so it didn't take him long.
Mike Trout awaits. I don't think much question about that if it stays fair. It gets fouled. Man, did he hit that one. Long strike, 3-2.
Vidal fell behind 3-1, and you can see the location of the fastball at 88 miles an hour, just middle. Calhoun with 17 home runs on the year.
Keep this guy off the base paths. Walked him. Scott Service jogging out of the dugout. He's going to bring in Big Tom, who has had a lot of success against Mike Trout. Trout 1 for 12 against Wilhelmsen, and Pujols is 3 for 20 with a home run. Tom's job to get the Mariners through the 8th inning, 8-1 Seattle. Angels, Trout, Pujols. Mariners, though, have an 8-1 lead. Good news from earlier. The Athletics blew out Kansas City in Kansas City, 16-3, and then the Rangers in the 12th. They beat the Astros in Houston. So the standings look like this. Mariners jump ahead of Houston. Yankees They lost tonight. Baltimore a loser as well. So a good night for the Mariners, just trying to keep on moving up.
And Tom Wilhelmsen will take over on the mound.
Throw a low pitch to Trout. That's going to dunk in. Outfield was extremely deep. First 2 men are reached.
And they will be again with Pujols walking to home plate. For Tom, 44 appearances on the year. Good fastball, 94 to 97 miles an hour. Curveball, slider, changeup. Typically he'll use his changeup to the left-handed hitters. Pujols 0 for 3 tonight, a ground out, couple flyouts to center.
Albert 3 for 20 against Big Time with a home run. Nobody out, couple of men on.
Tom missing with a slider.
Heredia, he's got plenty of speed to get there. Big out. And that'll bring up C.J. Cron. Cron's 1 for 7 against Tom with a homer.
And the Angels are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. Cron with a base hit. He scored the 1 run for the Angels.
First pitch strike from Tom.
Good fastball at 96 miles an hour.
Base hit to right, run scored in the 7th for Cron. He got into this stand very quickly. Looks like everybody's okay.
And Tom quickly ahead of Cron. Came back with a slider after the good fastball.
Eight-1 Mariner lead. 0-2 breaking ball off the end of the bat.
First curveball from Tom. Really made a big difference for Tom to get a feel for that curveball again. It's been a good pitch for him. It's a nice separation from the good fastball in the mid-90s.
Urgent Tate hack.
Borderline fastball, just protecting the plate.
A lot of good stuff offensively by the Mariners tonight. Second inning RBI single by Zunino. Home run for Cano in the 3rd. And a big 4-run 7th inning. And then Ben Gamel a 2-run homer in the 8th. Ground ball to Marte. There's 1. And they get 2. Lovely turn. Marte, Cano, and Lee. Very sweet. Inning over. To the 9th we go. 9th, 8-1 as they are en route to their 6th consecutive victory. Make sure you tune in every Sunday for a new episode of Mariners All Access. Get exclusive player interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and Mariners stories you can't find anywhere else. If you missed an episode on Sunday, tune in for re-airs throughout the week on Root Sports. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. A lot of reason to smile for Mariner fans tonight. Let me tell you. Here's Robbie Cano. Here's Brett Oberholzer. A couple of changes. Shane Robinson in center for Trout, and Ortega. Rafael Ortega at right field for Calhoun.
Daniel Vogelback on deck. He's going to pinch hit for Nelson Cruz.
Oh, man, that was fun talking to him today.
He's a big man.
He walked in. I said, my goodness, you look like a clone of John Kruk. Hope you hit like him. And his family will be coming in from Florida on Friday. One-two to Robbie. There's another hit for Robinson Cano, a 3-hit night. Somebody had to pay. You knew it was going to happen. Came in 0 for 10 and just 1 for 11 on the roadie. And he's done for the night. Good stuff.
Looks like Michael Freeman's going to pinch run for him.
Good for Robbie. Daniel Vogelback, first appearance in the big leagues. See if they can get the big man down the line, safe. We talk about all the time, hey, your first at bat, swing that first pitch, see if something good happens.
Why not? Ended up getting a fastball right in the middle of the plate.
Came over from Chicago in the Montgomery trade. Roster moves made today. Freeman back up, Martin back up, and Vogelback first time in the big leagues. His first at bat. Pinch hitting for Nelson Cruz. Here's Kyle Seager.
Kyle looking to join the offensive party. 0 for 4 tonight. He's hit the ball hard his last couple times up. Nothing to show for it.
Swing and a miss. Kyle looking to break an 0 for 9. Maybe he can have a bust out right here. Angels in the home ninth will have 6, 7, and 8 spots coming up. One and two to Seager. So you can see Vogelback's first MLB at bat. Dan Altavilla heating up. And the first home run in the big leagues by Ben Gamel. All 2 strikes. Oberholzer, second man out of the pen following Deolis Guerra. Ricky Nolasco started 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a walk, and 3 Ks. 2-2 to Kyle. Putting up a good fight.
Kyle steps in with a .290 batting average, career high 28 home runs, leads the club with 92 RBIs.
A good foul. Hanging with him. Two. There we go down the line. That'll break that 0 for 9. Vogelbach will get to third. So Mr. Seager indeed does join the offensive party here.
We're calling Vogelbach out.
What?
Did he miss second base? Brian O'Nora making the call.
I'll be darned.
And Scott Service agrees. Sean O'Malley going to pinch run for Kyle Seager.
Did you see it?
I did not, no.
Let's see. There he is. Base hit. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he did. He stepped right over the top
my
of
goodness.
it. And Pennington, the shortstop, was looking right at him.
Missed it substantially is Dae-Ho Lee. Strike one. Tough break. Two outs. Dae-Ho Lee looking for a base hit. Pennington will get put out at second base. It's been a while since we've seen one of those.
Maybe just a little excited to be on a Major League diamond.
You know it. Anytime you get a chance to go back and look at the Bobby Thompson home run, Jackie Robinson standing behind second base, hands on hips, making sure he touched that bag.
You bet.
Ball and 2 strikes. Dae-Ho Lee. Crowd of 29,932. Just about 7/8 of them have vamoosed. Two and two. Pitch number 7 coming up.
Ben Gamel, first Major League home run. 2-run home run for Ben. Came on as a defensive replacement.
2-2. Dae-Ho Lee, high fly ball, right field. Ortega's there. That'll do it to the 9th inning. 3 outs away from the 6th consecutive victory. And 8 in the last 11. Dan Altavilla for the final 3 outs. Bad help tonight. Baltimore a loser. The Yankees have lost. Houston's lost. Kansas City's lost.
Dan going to take over his 8th appearance on the year. Good fastball, mid to upper 90s with his fastball and a hard slider.
Coming up tomorrow, Taijuan Walker looks to make it back-to-back strong performances and back-to-back victories. He goes against Alex Meyer.
Thought he looked pretty good in his last outing for Taijuan Walker. Has changed some mechanics, so we'll see if he can build off of that.
Jeffrey Marte leading off here in the 9th.
O'Malley will stay in the game. He takes over at third base. Freeman at second base.
Chance to get these boys some action. Long, loud foul.
Tough night for Marte. 3 strikeouts.
Send out some more kudos to Ariel Miranda. The job he did, 6 innings of really strong work.
Yeah, don't want to forget about that with the score the way it is, but he really pitched well and was able to build off his last outing where I thought it was his best outing, and he surpassed that with the one tonight.
2-1. Villa maybe just a tad amped here. Popped up. Freeman's under it. 1 away. Juan Gratterall is going to step up here. Came in last inning. A couple innings ago, actually, to catch for Jet Bandy, the starter.
Yeah, since being called up so far, just 1 at bat, but he has a hit. Also picked up an RBI.
I believe that was back in Seattle, too. Lee stays with it, taking himself 2 outs. Don't forget we're on the air tomorrow at 6:30 or CenturyLink What's Next. Walker and Meyer. The Mariners be looking for their 7th consecutive win tomorrow. A little September magic working here for the boys.
Pennington will stand in. 1 for 3 tonight. Had a base hit his last time up. A good fastball at 98 miles an hour.
He's really into it now.
He's loose.
Found that arm slot, just letting it ride. The 0-1. RBI by Pennington in the 7th. Two and 1. Two one. 3-1. Pennington. Ground ball, Deoli's got it, and that's your ball game. Great win by the Mariners, 8-1. That's their 6th consecutive victory. 8 of the last 11. Martin was fabulous. The pitching was fabulous. A lot of great things here tonight, Mike.
Well, we talked about it at the start of the game. The Mariners averaging over 7 runs a game, and they're able to come out and score 8 runs. Robinson Cano, a home run tonight, ties a career high for him. 33 home runs on the season for Cano. And a lot of good stuff up and down the lineup again, and that's the way it's been for these Mariners. Gamel, Ben Gamel, his first major league home run, hit it out to left center field. Good stuff all the way around for the Mariners.
And Ariel Miranda picks up the victory. Good for him. Back to backers. Right now, Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Brad Adams.